Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts of Nintendo's new product that's aimed for toddlers, and that is My Mario. So for people who don't know what it is, it's introducing Mario products to younger children. And why is that? I get to some extent exposure with Nintendo, but sort of a Sesame Street-ish type of toys that help develop for children using Mario themes. It's kind of weird because again, yes, video game can be good, it can be bad, depends on what you prioritize, and if it affects your education, you know the story there, I've been there. But the idea with this My Mario is to help little kids develop their brain, their intelligence, if you know what I mean. It is kind of interesting there, and they show some products such as stuffed animal, pop-up books, wooden block. Heck, they're even partnering with Fisher Price for My Mario toys. So first of all, my thoughts about that, I think it's a great idea. Introducing Mario to younger children, but at the same time, sort of trying to help them develop their brain, their intelligence. Because of course, for a young age, they shouldn't be playing video game because, again, priorities and maybe just too advanced for them. But there is also a My Mario app which toddlers with the parent can play. Well, this was based on the Mario 64 or the Donkey Kong. Basically, you play with Mario's face, you try to do something. That's the idea there. So it's about introducing stuff. That's what it is. But the interesting part here is that the wooden block. So even if you're an adult, you're a Mario fan, Nintendo fan, you might be interested with the wooden block because, yeah, it is meant for kids, play things for kids. But apparently, they have amiibo support. Yeah, so believe it or not, for the wooden block, there is Mario amiibo support. So technically, it's a Mario figure. So anything Mario related, you can use it for any Mario game. So, I did talk about it in a different video about the amiibo situation. But I know that's a kind of like one plus, wooden blocks with amiibo. That'll be fun. Like the pop-up book has an amiibo feature. The stuffed animal have a pop-up, have a amiibo feature. But I doubt it. I think from what I understand, what I read is it's only the wooden block. And from what I understand, a lot of Nintendo fans, Mario fans do like it, especially amiibo fans. They might consider it. I mean, am I considering it? Probably not to some extent as of right now because it's very expensive. I think the basic is like $50, but then the complete set is like $100 or more from my understanding. But again, it is what it is, just sort of interesting, kind of like a additional function. You get amiibo, or you can use it as a wooden block for the kids. I mean, heck, remember Super Mario World in Universal Studio with those power band? Even though it's meant for the amusement park, you can use it as an amiibo, and again, it'll be a Mario featured amiibo. Using anything that's Mario related game, you know what it is. There you go. So, thoughts, I like it. I like the idea. Introducing Nintendo and Mario for little kids. As long as they're responsible, and I know Nintendo's not that stupid, they're not going to introduce something and it's going to make the kids' brain rot because, believe it or not, even in United, there have been stories where parents were concerned at Nintendo because you're introducing a lot of this video game console. Does it really benefit the kid and spoil it to some extent? Some experts do say yes. And you got some weirdos that said, oh no, it promotes violence. You know that story. I'm not going to get into it. But it is what it is. But to some extent, the positive is that it does help develop a child's brain, intelligence, strength, you name it, reflex, of course, those sort of things. But again, you decide video games good or bad, whatever. But back to My Mario, I like the idea. They're being responsible about it. They're not being stupid, especially with the app. It may be like a game, but it's not something that kids will get distracted. The idea is to develop, so I like that idea. Because of that, they might go even further with the Zelda, maybe Metroid, learning ABC with Samus, or storytelling, reading material about the Legend of Zelda. I mean, besides being a manga, there's already like those storybooks, but again, from Nintendo, who knows? So the idea really what Nintendo's basically saying is that, hey, look, Nintendo, video game may be bad if you don't know your priorities and inserting your education, but it can also help you if you do it the right way. And again, why are they doing this? It goes back to, remember, I think last year I talked about it, Alarmo, which is a clock that kind of encourages people how to sleep right. If you don't, the alarm clock will tell you, hey, dude, have better sleep, wake up early. The idea goes. Again, it goes back for this one is the third pillar. Their Nintendo third pillar, which is expansion product, non-video game option. The idea is to expand the franchise Nintendo that is outside entertainment or video games, such as to some extent amiibo, because they're collectible. You can display them. I don't know, you can play them, but you unlock stuff. Alarmo basically encourage you how to sleep better, wake up better to some extent. Now with My Mario for toddlers, help develop their mind, their intelligence, their reflex, you name it, their status. Again, the third pillar. That's what it is there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo's going to do more third pillar. I mean, heck, even the Mario Power Band, it is considered a third pillar because you don't play with it. It's an amiibo, but the idea is you walk around Super Mario World in Universal Studio and you use the Power Band. That's it. So, conclusion is, I like the idea what they're doing. They're finally improving their third pillar because, for people who don't know, they talk about it with the Alarmo, and that is, they've been trying to create a non-brand expansion, non-video game product. Iwata basically started that with vitality sensor for the Wii. That never really happened, but the idea behind that was that some extent is to expand it by, well, that one is to play video game but using your heartbeat. I know it's kind of weird, but it's supposed to be considered a third pillar. And again, it goes back to Alarmo. Before that, there was a prototype, a device that measures your sleep. That's what Alarmo is. To some extent, Pokemon Go with the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. That you turn it on, that, like I said before in a different video, vibration. When it comes with the Alarmo, it's motion. That the idea is. Again, so they might be expanding more with their third pillar. Yes, I did talk about it before that in another video. I am planning to give my thoughts about Nintendo's three pillars. I mean, the beginning was, from what I'm saying, I think it was console, portable, and virtual, and then a lot of it was some little problem, and then now it's video game, mobile, and brand expansion, non-video game again. So there you go. Like I said, kudos for Nintendo doing the My Mario. Hopefully it will help kids to develop themselves, and that it's meant to help them not get distracted. And again, like I said, the wooden block has amiibo support. Again, there's a one-up. Downside it is just expensive. It is what it is. So there you go. So with that, I'll see you guys later.